candlesticks here, it is trying to convey a story. Each time this has happened before, it started a move to the upside. And it was easy to recognize that was a reversal sign with a three-legged structure. We went to the upside. Once you break this down, you can actually identify similar move. So are we about to kickstart something new? If you do look at different assets, it all give you one basic understanding. You reached somewhat similar structure like we saw before. But can the weekly close here? The base idea of what the market is about to do come from a detailed study. And when you go through the market and its history, as you can see in front of you, this is Bitcoin on a 3-day going back 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And this is what you see. Once you get into the data points, the market gives you certainty in this uncertain market. So are we about to drop further back down to 30,000 range? Are we about to make a bottom and then go back up? The answer is in this chart. Whether that's Bitcoin or XRP, you go into the macro horizon, you look at last 10 years, and then you get to see something. Okay, we've seen the 1, we've seen the 2, and then we've seen the start here at 3. So again, we've seen the 1, we've seen the 2. Now, can we kickstart this 3 here? And if we do, that's magical. That's where the enormous ROI predictions come into the picture. But let's be realistic. Let's actually look at what the market itself is saying. We'll break things down with measured moves and accurate targets so that we're not delusional. We're not looking at $10,000. We're not looking at $5,000 and all those. Rather, we are realistic with correct targets, with historical data points. Right? We want to be accurate. We want to try to stick with the actual thing which the charts give you. Whether that's for XRP, whether that's for Bitcoin or as Ether. Because there is some differences which we should identify, and we've done that. So we're going to break that down here now. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. If you look at the charts, we kind of get an idea, yeah, the price was showing us this, and the price did that. It was a panic, like it will be a panic drop to this trend line. And we saw a panic drop to the trend line. So if you're in the SI family, you get this before the price does that. You can use the link in the description to reach the Scientific Investor family with 1,200 plus members and use it for your advantage while the market shows you uncertainty. Here we are, we talked about all that we saw in last couple of weeks, and it was boring. But right now, if you do look at macro chart for Bitcoin, XRP, and Ether, it kind of gives you some certainty in this uncertain market. So now that you have done the wave 1, here we are leading that into wave 2. So if we understand this correctly, on Ether, on a macro chart, while you look for last 5-6 years, you get to see before the wave 2 was started, you saw a 38% drawdown in the price action. Right here from the top to the bottom, if you do look at that, we've done 47. So if the price action is correct and it's leading you into the right area, you're going for wave 2. Wave 1 usually starts after a massive correction. And you just saw something similar back in 2020. Now here we are doing something similar before the start of wave 2. So this is what I've been highlighting. Whales will try the max to distract you, to provide more uncertainty into your thinking process. So zoom out and look at this market. Look at the volume. You go in to a weekly chart and you look at the volume. The volume is not going through the skies. With all that being said, with the black rocks, with all the rocks, what you're watching, in fact, is this. So you need to keep your ideas with you and the proper understanding with you that the market is showing you this. Because as soon as you move on to a monthly chart, this is where everything matters. If you've already completed the wave 1 here in Bitcoin and you're doing the correction after wave 2, what's left is wave 3. That's it. And that's for Bitcoin. And historically speaking, when you do see those kind of fluctuations, altcoins respond. And they respond in a very good way. So now, if you take XRP onto a weekly or onto a monthly, just the macro horizon, are we watching something similar? Can we see this kind of a reversal? We have seen these kind of double bottoms. But the question is, can we make such a double bottom here as well? What are the odds for such a double bottom structure? For that double bottom to play out after this long wick, you need to look at the monthly. Does the monthly support a move to the upside? I would argue yes, it does. Because you bounced off from this support zone of 0.47 and then you reached the resistance and you barely moved above it, then came back down. So your retracement should look like this. And we're doing that. Now you take that onto a weekly, so you get a better picture here. You're doing your microwave 1, which we have seen before. Then you do your wave 2 and wave 3. So can we do that? And if we do, how high can we actually go? We talked about that. We broke things down with clarity for you guys. If you didn't watch those, take last 1 week's video and it's going to help you massively. And if you identify how the market works, now it's going to help you massively. Why? If you do look at the corrective structure after the 1, 2, 3, it took little time last cycle. And then it actually started the 1, 2, 3, which went parabolic, even without much of the exchanges listing XRP. Here, that consolidation has been longer, and it is now in a bull flag pattern after your wave 1. So can we lead this into the macro wave 2? While Ether shows you it's about to go into wave 2, I trust XRP. It's following the market this time and it's about to follow it most likely because it's strong compared to a lot of different assets which just got nuked with the recent fluctuations. This guy is still holding on to 0.5. Remember, it's acting like a stable coin, close to 0.5 if you kind of remove all the standard deviations, which means the strength of bias, it's not going out. Each time the price drops, someone comes in and buy it huge and heavy. And if you're a TA guy, what you understand on a weekly XRP is that when the price drops below 0.5, 0.51, someone big thinks it's a huge opportunity and they're buying up. The price went below, it got rejected, it went back up, boom. The price went below without making a lower high, it was making a higher low, and it went back into the structure. So you failed to put a high, great, higher high, but you're not putting in a lower low, which shows you the lower prices are being rejected. So we need a breakout here. So this is going to be very easy. Any break of 0.65 is showing you that you're going to 1.2 to 1.5 on the first leg. And that's a microstructure. Right now, it's going to be hard to believe. But once you see that, there is no use in believing it. And once we start, we know it's going to be quick. So keep Ether on your eyes, which is going to be leading the entire ERC tokens. On a daily, you get to see a reversal candle. in last 30 days, before all this drama started, we told you what for a reversal candle on a daily, on a 3-day, and I've been updating it on the SI family with every single assets most likely you have in your portfolio, because we've been going through ask for TAs, giving you what you wanted. And right now we understand most of those did work out. You're watching 30, 40, 50% drops in a lot of different assets. So you could have bought lower if you wanted to. If you're a long-term buyer, net buyer, you're just adding more, but adding at a better price. We also bought in at the lows. Now, come back to Ether. You saw a long wick to the downside. Great, that's perfect. Now with the daily close, you just got an inverted hammer. Remember, a bullish hammer or an inverted hammer signals upside. We saw hanging man, just the opposite of this at the top here, and we talked about downside. The A, the B, the C, and that C with the panic, which we talked about, did come in. Now, come back to the current chart. Right now, it's arguing you it's an inverted hammer, and you should start going out with your trend. So watch for that reversal. It's going to be easy for you. Once it breaks the local high here, it's a signal that it's about to continue further. So Ether will give you the base idea for the entire market. And if you want to look particularly at the altcoin market, it's already signaling you this. There is no deviation. There is no divergence. It's easy. Just one weekly candle closing like this at a support range. Keep that in note. At that support range, when you get a bullish reversal signal, that's perfect. At a resistance, if you get a bearish reversal signal, watch out. Right? So you got that, just the opposite of this here. The price corrected down. Now we're getting this, which is the opposite of what we saw here back in March, April. So use this in a way that when the price go back up, you are involved in the market and its progress rather than staying on the sidelines. Because as soon as this breaks, even if you're a conservative guy, you're getting back in. As soon as the weekly moving average is being broken to the upside, you don't want to miss out. But then my question is, if the market is showing you all these signs at a support, why would we neglect that? Because when we go back, we do understand these kind of things have worked out exactly. It showed you it's going to go down. It did. It showed you selling pressure was huge. It went down. We argued about that in XRP, using XRP chart, I believe, on a daily, saying supply is coming in, guys. Whether we believe it or not, whether we like it or not, more and more supply is coming and we should get rejected. Now look at this. From that 0.63 level, we came back down to 0.43. So if you wanted to use that, it was a golden opportunity. So in the market, say Crypto Erie is giving you this idea. There's a lot of news. You need to understand and break each of those down so that you know whether it's legit or not. At the same time, you also have to keep an eye on the news and narrative. We saw small news from Japan, which kind of flushed the market, where the market was already showing you I'm about to drop and I want some spark to do that. Now the exact opposite is happening. The market would like to see something to go back up, and maybe this can be one, right? Junior Trump coming out and giving you this idea kind of gives you that thought process. Okay, maybe we are about to see something big. But yeah, it's a speculation right now. We don't know what they're going to announce. We'll wait. But we do know that this thought process was clear. We saw the price action doing all those things which we saw in the last cycle before the wave 3. And our argument was clear. The 1, the 2, and the 3 is about to start. But before that, you kind of get flushed. Whether that's Bitcoin, whether that's Ether, you got the thought process here in the Scientific Investor family. So guys, if you received value and you haven't smashed that like button, do me a favor, smash that. And if you would like to join the party, with all these updates at the right time before it pops to the upside or to the downside, use the link in the description. Join the Scientific Investor family. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.